Good morning, it's Corrine. I haven't put anything up in a while, although I might just put it, but I have done videos. I just haven't put them up yet. But I will do that, and I'll probably put the early ones up before this one. And one of the last ones that I did, I talked about how using the imagination to try to feel better. You know, if there's certain people in your life that are not validating you, and just to imagine that they are validating you. I realize, after thinking about that is a sort of disassociation, psychologically. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, disassociation is sometimes necessary just in order to feel comfort. I do realize it is a type of crutch. We need to feel that comfort when we're not at that point yet where we're okay with our own validation of self. Because ultimately that's what we need to get to. Problem with INFJs and INFPs is we feel so much. So people might say something, but we know they mean the opposite. And if the opposite is something negative, we feel it. We know it right away. And it hurts us. It especially hurts us, I think, if it's our family of origin, if it's people who have been there since we were a child, and people who we depended on since we were a child. If you meet somebody at a party and you really don't like this sort of person, you can walk away and you never have to talk to them again. In our society, we don't have that necessarily with our family. I mean, we can walk away from our family, but very often we're judged negatively because of that. And I do have friends who have had to walk away from their family just for their own sanity because they were getting so anxious, so depressed that they literally have to walk away. And if you need to walk away, then maybe you need to walk away, and maybe it won't be forever. And also, if you need to disassociate, if you need to use that imagination in order to feel that warm fuzzies and comfort that you need, then do it. Anything that brings you to those warm fuzzies. Now, with the understanding that it's probably a temporary thing. Eventually, you need to get your warm fuzzies just by validating yourself, by validating your inner child, by taking care of your inner child. I would say that the number one way to happiness for INFJs and INFPs is really taking care of that inner child, especially if that inner child was not validated and is wounded, which I think a lot of us may be dealing with. I mean, they say that the INFJs and the INFPs are the ones with the most anxiety, with the most depression, and that's because you can't fool us. You can't fool us by saying something positive and meaning something negative. We will feel the negative. It's gonna come in. And so what we need to do more than anything is our authentic self needs to take care of our inner child. And that's the ultimate goal. That is the ultimate goal, to stand in our own validation. And, I've been trying to do this for 20 years and I'm still not there, and it's okay. We just keep working on it every day. The other reason why a lot of INFJs and INFPs end up having addictions. And the addiction is really just another form of disassociation, but a very unhealthy form of disassociation. So I would say if you can use your mind, if you can use your imagination in order to get those warm fuzzies that your inner child needs, if you can talk to your inner child and research on inner child. There's so much stuff on the internet, and just listen to him or her and what they're. The other thing is you can write down, take a notebook, and when you have all these feelings bottled up, especially in the morning, write all those feelings down. And as negative as they may be, and even if they kind of scare you, how negative they are, write them all down, get them out of your system, and then tear them up and throw them away, and then write something positive, about that procedure. I wrote a whole lot of things that I was upset about this morning, and I wrote in a positive notebook. I said, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, and that is really true, you know. So it's gonna be okay. You know, just keep working on it, and keep loving that inner child. I mean, love is really the most important emotion you can have, because as feelers, that's what we need more than anything. We're not materialistic people. We want that feeling of love, and ultimately, since everybody else is flawed around us, and especially if you're not dealing with NFs, you know, they have huge emotional flaws. They can't, you know, deal with those emotions the way you can, and you need to love yourself. As cliche as that sounds, what you're doing is you are loving that inner child and standing in that validation, and ultimately the goal is to be yourself, be perfect in yourself, be perfect in your authentic self, not to have any more doubt that there's something wrong with you, and to really understand that you are exactly perfect the way you are. So I'm going to leave it there, and hope you have a wonderful day. Love you. Bye.